wishing a glorious and blessed day. We are brothers from HEB2142 Malaysia and Global Geopolitics, May 2020, discussing on palm oil price disputes between Malaysia and India, cause, progress, and future. Introduction.
Understanding the term geopolitics is very important. Geopolitics is an excellent way to look through the problems that is happening around our nations and also among other nations around the globe. Geopolitics consists of 5 important key factors, which are political power, geography, economical risk, cultural diversity, or even history. It is simply the behavior of nations within their own boundaries and also among other nations. It can be a matter of life or death, just like moving a few feet into a territorial boundary of Iraq. For our case, it is the palm oil price dispute between Malaysia and India, which will be dissected further into by our future young leaders.
Causes.
Recently, Malaysia and India relations have been really tense, which causes the oil palm price in Malaysia to decline. There are 2 causes on why this is happening. The first cause is Indian government action in revoking Article 370 of India's constitution. Article 370 in India's constitution requires the state to have its own constitution, a separate flag, and freedom in all matters except foreign relations, security, and communication. It gave the state the right to draw up its own constitution and legislation, but it had to consult with the Indian government in respect of the provisions. So what is actually happening right now? Indian government issued a presidential order on 5 August 2019, which revokes all of Article 370 except for one provision specifying that India is an integral part of the Republic. With the removal of the special status of Indian administered Kashmir due to the revoke of Article 370, people from the rest of India will have the right to purchase and permanently settle land in Jammu and Kashmir. Kashmiris also believe that the change will cause in the region's demographic transition from majority Muslim to majority Hindu. The second cause is Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad criticism over Indian government action in Kashmir and their new citizenship law. During the 74th session of United Nations General Assembly, Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad criticized Indian action over Jammu and Kashmir and also their new citizenship law. The Malaysian leader criticized the action by the Indian federal government to abolish constitutional provisions which sets a special status on Jammu and Kashmir, which is a Muslim majority state in India. He also opposed India's latest citizenship law as being biased towards Muslim. So what is the new citizenship law all about? India's new law on citizenship, officially known as Citizenship Amendment Act, is led by BJP, migrants from Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi or Christian community of Afghanistan, Bangladesh or Pakistan who entered India on or before December 31st, 2014 are granted fast-track citizenship. The rationale provided by the Indian government here is that the countries mentioned in the CAA are countries with a Muslim majority. Consequently, minority religions, which are more likely to persecute in their home countries, deserve fast-track citizenship for India. The fact that the citizenship doesn't mention Muslim is what causes the uproar and protest, and it is considered as discrimination towards Muslims.
Effects.
There is a great deal of effect on the conflict between Malaysia and India over palm oil conflicts. such as India boycotting Malaysia, India placing a 5% safeguard duty on Malaysian refined palm oil, India curbing Malaysian palm oil, stirring up edible oil trade, and the price war between Malaysia and Indonesia will flare off. All these implications have happened since Mr. Mahathir, which the Malaysia Prime Minister, has led to the wrath of Delhi, which has led to all these consequences. The first effect of the palm oil price dispute between Malaysia and India is that #boycott Malaysia, which is this hashtag is creating friction between India and Malaysia. When this protest took place, Malaysia's palm oil export to India fell. As a result, hundreds of thousands of Malaysian farmers which rely on palm oil exports lost their source of income. Secondly, India imposes a 5% duty of security on Malaysia's refined palm oil. This will be a positive effect for India because it will support domestic palm oil refiners who have almost lost their battle in India due to cheap palm oil imports from Malaysia. Thirdly, India's curbing of Malaysian palm oil's import is boosting edible oil trade. So, to compensate, Malaysia dialed shipment to other markets such as Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and Ghana, which have historically been heavily purchased from Indonesia. Lastly, India's ban on palm oil will cause a price war with Indonesia.
Progress.
India, the world's largest importer of edible oils, imports more than 9 million tons of palm oil annually from Indonesia and Malaysia. Between January and October 2019, India was the largest purchaser of Malaysian palm oil, accounting for more than 12 million tons, according to official Malaysian reports. A few months earlier, India banned imports of refined palm oil and told importers to stop imports from Malaysia. After criticizing India's conduct in Kashmir and the recent legislation and law on citizenship, Plantation Industry and Commodities Minister Dr. Muhammad Karuddin Aman Razali said Malaysia's palm oil export to India by 94,000 tons to 96,000 tons for the first 4 months of this year, compared to 1.6 million tons last year, following diplomatic import sanction by the Republic. In order to overcome this, Malaysia will continue to engage with India and other countries to develop trust to palm oil goods, thus addressing concerns linked to vegetable oil. The International Trade and Industry Minister Dato' Daryl Laking said, "I will continue to engage with the Indian Trade Minister too, but I am sure Primary Industry Minister Teresa Cook is working very hard to ensure Malaysia will always has its strategies in dealing with this issue." Now, ties between India and Malaysia are back on the uptrend. After being affected by former Prime Minister Dato' Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, with Kuala Lumpur rising its purchases of rice and sugar from New Delhi in recent months, Malaysia placed an order with India for 100,000 tons of rice in May until June, although its overall imports of rice from India last year amounted to about 85,000 tons. The Indian government also approved supplies of medicine and paracetamol to Malaysia following the outbreak of COVID-19. External Affairs Minister and his Malaysian counterpart also spoke in mid-April about the response to the pandemic and efforts to help citizens stranded in each other's country.
Future.
Is it have a bright future? No, it doesn't. This is because Indian merchants stated that they might be purchasing 1 million tons lower than last year if the relation do not improve. This is because in 2019, India was the India was the greatest purchaser of palm oil, which is purchasing almost 4.4 million tons. If they are lowering by 1 million tons, it means they lower almost one quarter from the last year purchases. This could lead a great loss in oil palm industry in Malaysia. However, what Malaysia did to overcome this problem is by offering other countries such as Pakistan, Philippines, Myanmar, Vietnam, and others by lowering the price so this country can buy it affordably. And as an overall step, what Malaysia also did, they are trying to searching other ways so they can selling the palm oil, the use of palm oil in other material. This could be the stepping stone for Malaysian in achieving the higher level in edible oil trader while returning more profit to the nation. Okay, thank you.
Recapping, the conflict started when Dr. Mahathir Mohamad criticized India for invading Jammu and Kashmir, which is a Muslim-majority region which Pakistan claims to. India's government said his criticism is totally against their policies. Dr. Mahathir Mohamad refused to take back his words, and consequentially, India has shown oppositions in such ways as tweeting #boycott Malaysia, restrictions for traders and importers from buying palm oil refineries from Malaysia. Statistically, it has been proven that movement made by India has caused the palm oil price Malaysia greatly reduced by 85% last year, since India used to be top global palm oil buyer. Fortunately, Malaysia was able to compensate the loss by exporting the products to other countries such as Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Saudi Arabia. However, this economic tension between India and Malaysia should be resolved through diplomatic channels and stakeholders, as per said by K. Teresa, Malaysia's minister primarily focusing on oil palm industries. This is important to ensure the smooth flow of edible oil trades, as Malaysia is one of top global producer of palm oil and India as top global palm oil buyer. This clearly illustrates the root cause, consequences, progress, and future of palm oil price disputes between India and Malaysia. The effects of crossing the policies of another country when voicing out their atrocities are greatly unpredictable, especially towards the economy growth of the country, at which can cost financially. Diplomatic and peaceful talk can become an effective platform to resolve the disputes between two countries for their own importance. This is significant in ensuring the country is politically and economically stable in future. Undoubtedly, one true and real-life role that can save the nation is the young future leaders. Dear future leaders, one has said, if your actions create a legacy, inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more and become more, then you are an excellent leader. Be bold in speaking of atrocities. Be rightful when making decisions. Be in a lead in driving the nation towards glorious development. With that, brothers, hope all of us will become a faithful, courageous and aspiring leaders. Amin. Thank you.